Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Bella Blvd to share with you this large photo layout created with the Snowflake season collection. So this week, the design team has been set the task of creating embellishment clusters and then incorporating them into our layouts. So I'm going to set the foundation of the layout first so that I know where I'm going to put these embellishment clusters. Then I'm going to create some clusters. So I have a 12 by 12 black and white photo of my husband. We were slogging through the snow/ice on our first big snowstorm. And I love the way that it translated to black and white. And so I'm going to use the colors from the collection that complement the photo and really pop that black. And so I've pulled the blues and the aquas. I know I want those larger word embellishment icons as part of the title. And so then I'm going to use these clusters that I'm going to create down the side. So as you can see, as I mentioned, pulled out the colors that I want to use. So I've got various shades of blue and then a little bit of aqua or teal, depending on what you want to call that. And then I have my big kick and some dies from Waffle Flower. So I want some circles, and they're going to be the anchor point of my embellishment clusters. So I'm going to cut out 2 different size circles. These are stitched circles, so I'm going to do that for all, I can't remember what I've got, if it's 3 or 4 pieces of patterned paper here. I think I have 3, but I'm not entirely sure. And so the intent is that I will have for sure 3 big clusters because that will create the visual triangle, possibly more than that. And I'm not sure at this point whether I am going to have them cascade down the side or whether I'm going to create an actual visual triangle with them. When you have a large photo, depending on where the focal point is in the photo, it varies as to how you are going to place your embellishments, whether you're going to use that visual triangle or whether you're just going to have a cascade. It just depends. So I have again pulled the icons, the embellishment icons. Yes, sorry. So down the side of my screen on the left-hand side there are the word icons. And in that little star container up the top right are going to be the embellishment icons or the shape icons. And so I want a mix of the shapes and some words, but not too big words because I'm not a big word person. And I'm just going to make, I don't like to make matching clusters necessarily, but I do like there to be a central uniting factor. So either circles or stars or hearts, or you can see here I have circles and trees. And then something wordy but smaller. So I've got the trees that you can see. And then I just felt like I needed to mute the colors a little bit for some of them to add some variety. So I have some vellum here, and it's another one of those circle punches, but it's got those zigzag edges to it. So that's a really old Martha Stewart punch. I'm going to layer that on to just give a little bit of, it just dulls the colors. It doesn't dull them, it mutes the colors a little bit. So I'm going to take those to the sewing machine, and you can see I sew them all together. So I'm going to cut those apart, and that I think with this, I can't remember, and I don't have the layout straight in front of me, but I believe I just straight stitched. I zigzag stitched. And so I am going to leave the threads loose just because it adds some movement and some texture to the layout. So you can see the 3 big clusters that I have created there. Now I'm going to work on the small clusters. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to add just a little bit more to these. Oh yes, I am going to start working on the small clusters. So I have the puffy stickers as well as the enamel stickers, and I'm going to use those to create these smaller clusters just in case I decide that I want to do cascades. I'm not entirely sure. I also stitch those, and so you can see how these embellishment clusters are coming together with just a nice mix of words, embellishments, snowflakes, and the more textured ingredients that are going to be here. There are similar components with the trees and the circles, but they are not the same. It's kind of impossible to make them the same when you don't have the same elements to keep repeating. And then just a small phrase sticker there. So those are the clusters that I create. Super easy to do, especially if you take that foundation shape like I did with the circles. Like you could have used stars. I contemplated the idea of actually starting off with snowflakes as my base, but I really liked the circles with this because there are so many snowflakes that are already exist within the collection. So I thought I was going to do hello snow and then day, knowing I was going to use that Chow Chips chipboard, but the hello just ended up being too much for words. It was too dense a corner in that top right corner, and so I am going to get rid of that. So here I am working under the assumption I'm going to work with 3 clusters, the title cluster at the top right, then a cluster over on the left, and then a cluster on the right hand side at the right bottom. So that, can you see that visual triangle that's created there? But then it just felt like the left hand side of that page was super empty if I did that, and so I moved over some of the clusters and I thought that's much better. So instead I end up with a cascade down the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side with the title at the top right to just tie that all in together. And I prefer the look of that and the cohesiveness of how the cascade of embellishment clusters ties into the clusters on the right-hand side there. So just to give you a little bit of background as to the why I did the things that I did. So, I got rid of the hello and just put in this cluster here. There's enough, I'm going to call it white space, but it's not really white space. Non-important material in the photo in that top right hand corner that I can cover all of that and have that title sit there nicely. Then you can see that I have the 3 larger clusters that I created, that are the principal clusters, and then I want to fill in the spaces, but I also want to leave myself room to journal. Initially, my plan was that I was just going to journal at the bottom left, possibly even on the photo in that snow in the sort of center underneath where my husband is, but I decide I'm going to use this tag, so that snowflake tag that's there, and I'm going to incorporate that as a spot for journaling. I like to hand journal on my layouts. That's just me. I think handwriting is becoming a dying art, and so I like to incorporate as much of that as I can into my memory keeping. So, yeah, no, it looked awful on that right-hand side. And so I want it here. It was where I was going to write on the photo anyway. And that way it still has the white, that's the white in the photo, but allows for a spot to journal. I will put baker's twine in through the tag, but it's something that I do off camera because it's super easy to do. Now, there's a lot of black in the photo. I felt like I needed a little bit of black on that cascade there, and I love the way that lamppost just ties in the vertical of my husband, as long as the vertical of the cascade and that border there on the left-hand side. It's perfect. It like that seals the deal for me on why I put the clusters the way that I did. I hope that makes sense to you and you can kind of see how that really closed the layout together. So something else I am going to do off camera is I'm going to put a row of snowflakes above snow day. It just adds, so it's actually a horizontal row, but it adds to the horizontal elements that are in that top right hand cluster, and it adds a little bit of that brighter blue to give it a little bit more of a pop. Then I'm just going in with some smaller details and wrapping that up. So the close-ups are to follow. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.